This afternoon, Donald Trump's disastrous pick for defense secretary went on live TV to try to defend his terrible reputation, but instead of pleading his case, he just made himself sound like an even worse candidate for the job. He ended up completely embarrassing Trump and raising even more questions about just how much this guy should not be working in the government. Stick around to see how this interview went, and as always, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. Pete Hegseth has had plenty of problems even before getting picked to head up the United States. From claiming to not believe in washing his hands, to constantly berating women for wanting to join the military. Now, however, he is riddled with much worse scandals and just did a terrible job of trying to turn things around on the Megyn Kelly show. For starters, this week, it was leaked that Hegseth was forced out of several nonprofits because of his excessive drinking. And what was Hegseth's response?
They're not upset about your drinking?
You know what? There's an interesting one there. First of all, I've never had a drinking problem. No one's ever approached me and said, "Oh, you should really look at getting help for a drink." Never. I've never sought counseling, never sought help. I respect and appreciate people who do. But what do guys do when they come back from war? Oftentimes, have some beers. How do you deal with the demons you see on the battlefield? Sometimes it's with a bottle. Unfortunately, tragically, for too many guys, it's with the bottle, and then it's depression, and even worse, suicide. I mean, we've got an epidemic of that in our country. Thank God, by the grace of God, I found my chapters of purpose that pulled me out of that.
He and other soldiers cling to the bottle to fight the demons they saw on the battlefield. That does not sound like someone who should be in charge of the US military. And he says his faith helped him draw away from alcoholism, but we're getting reports from his current Fox News coworkers that they were concerned for his health as a news anchor. Not a good look. He then turned to his multiple sexual assault allegations. So how did he defend himself? Well, he claims that these stories that we're hearing were based on kernels of truth, but are made up and blown up stories. Well, which is it?
What you're seeing right now with me is the art of the smear. It is the classic art of the smear. Take whatever tiny kernels of truth, and there are tiny ones in there, and blow them up into a masquerade of a narrative about somebody that I am definitely not. And what they never quote, and we'll get into this too, are the legions of people from who I served with in combat, multiple tours, from the multiple veterans organizations that I very proudly ran, and I really want to get into that, and my time at Fox News. They never asked the people closest to me.
No.
They never asked the people who were involved directly. And when they do, and I've got a list right here of people, and Will Cain and my hosts at Fox News have come out, all the folks on Fox Friends have all come out and said, this is not Pete, and we've worked with Pete for 10 years, every single morning, every single day. They never ask those people.
Yeah.
And that's what a smear looks like.
Hegseth claims that the allegations are coming out to stop him from getting his new job, but he already paid off an accuser in the past because he was scared of a legal battle. If he was already fighting sexual assault allegations, you can't claim that they were made up because of your new job. And in fact, that just doesn't even make sense. Hegseth is one of, if not the most important nominees Donald Trump has picked out for his cabinet. The Secretary of Defense is the highest-ranking cabinet member, and Hegseth has the responsibility of helping organize Trump's new administration. Instead, he is going back and forth about whether or not he was an alcoholic and for how long. We are just weeks away from when Trump has to get his cabinet approved by Congress, and an embarrassing mess like this is definitely not what he wants to see. And in those coming weeks, if you want to keep up to date with all of the political news and events, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe.